Right, so we're going to run through, well, I'm going to run through mainly our web options and how we've developed them and enhanced them over the last couple of months. We're going to start off with what our current web options are.
So you could just have the account portal, which is Tarvin's going to explain in more detail what that is. But you could have that linked to your existing website, and we'll style it to fit in with your color scheme and logos. Another option is you could have an account portal and have a new static website at the same time. So, you know, if you fancy you're not interested in trading online at the moment, but you do feel the benefit the portal will be beneficial, you could do that and have a new website at the same time. That would also give you the infrastructure in the future then, if you did decide you wanted to move to web trading in the future. And then you could go for it. Go for a full trading website integrated with Counteract, with or without the account portal. But to be honest, if you're going to have a trading website, why wouldn't you have the account portal? It doesn't really cost a lot more if you're going to go for that. And then B2C and B2B, what that means is business to consumer. So a trading website where retail customers could come on, fill a basket of goods and pay on their credit card. And then business to business. So that's where your account customers can go on and buy goods online and pay on account and obviously receive their customer terms.
We've got the static variation. So basically we're explaining here and giving an example of a recent site that we've done. So a static site is basically a non-trading website. It's a great starting point and ideal for showroom type scenarios. So you're not trading, you're not taking any sales necessarily through the site, but it's just sort of a landing page with your branch information and products and more about your business sort of thing.
And this example, this is Foreign Harris. I know Tom's watching. Hello, Tom. So here, they have the account. They have the new site and the account portal as well. So account customers can go on, log on.
There's another variation.
And then another option. That's a Magento instance. So Magento is the eCommerce platform that we use for account trading. Here's another site for it's just an at-home website for a purely kitchen and bathrooms showroom type website. And actually, this has been developed with our partner company, Struts 21, in conjunction with them. And this is actually developed in WordPress. So this site is never really going to be a trading website. It's really just a nice site to demonstrate the products that they sell and to look as smooth and flash as possible. So if you're interested in particularly in other not interested in web trading, but you are interested in just a static website, we can certainly have a conversation with you about that as well.
Great. So I'm going to move on now to just give a brief sort of an overview over the account portal and our trading site functionality and the latest developments in both areas. I won't be going into a huge amount of detail. I'll say that now, simply because we've done that at previous user meetings. We've got a few videos that we have for you to view online on our channel. So if you are interested, it's definitely worth having a quick look at those and then contacting us for any other information. So I'll start off with the account portal, which is basically an account management facility for your customers to log into. It's linked in real time. So what I mean by that is simply if a customer was to pop into the branch, make a purchase, the order would be sitting on their dashboard when they logged onto their account portal on their mobile or iPad or whichever device they choose to. So it's linked in real time. So we've got make a payment facility, so they can pay off invoices on their account, fetch copy documents and view proof of deliveries. They're able to view financial information and quotations if they have any outstanding. They can generate real-time statements and view archived statements and query and dispute invoices. So if they were to raise a query against an unpaid invoice via the portal, it would pop through onto your Counteract system as a notepad against said invoice. And they can tweak their marketing preferences as well. We've got click and collect options available, and it also continues to be developed. So what I mean by this is that when you go with Border for an account portal or a website, you also benefit from the continuous development of Counteract and our web offering. and this will become apparent in a moment. So we made a change and thought it would be beneficial to all customers, and so we've now included that as a core feature. So basically, we constantly review our products because we have our customers' best interest in mind. So an example.
I just agree. I mean, to say the portal when we first launched it was the first version, as it was with any bit of software. And the more people use it, the more feedback we get, and the more enhancements we'll put into it, and it becomes a more useful tool.
Yeah. So we've got auto allocation. So you've always been able to choose whether or not you want to auto allocate payments made online or not. It follows the same standard rules that Contract uses to automatically allocate payments. And where it's not clear to the system on how to allocate the payment, then it simply will not be allocated. Or you can choose to set the control file to no and just manually allocate all web payments. So that's always been there with the account portal, but we have recently enhanced this. So now a user on the web can tick multiple invoices or just the one, pay the total, and no editing of this total will be allowed, and part payment of invoices is not supported. Or they can select an age balance, click on the age balance. Again, no editing of the total will be allowed. Or they can just pay a random amount, so they can pop onto their account and make a payment of £100 by typing in the amount and going through the payment screens. It's worth mentioning that all of the options can be set to be enabled or disabled site-wide. And it's one setting for your entire portal, basically. So it's not customer specific. You just have to make a decision as to which options you want to make available to all of your portal customers.
So it's really making it as easy as possible for customers to pay you, but also for you to handle the administration of that payment as well.
Yeah. So you may want to enable A and B and disable option C. So you want to prevent people from making random payments. So that's fully supported, and you can use that on the portal now.
And this is obviously for account customers' payments onto your account balance.
Yeah, yeah. And this has been developed through feedback we received. So it's become even more powerful, the portal, we believe. We've got download and email capabilities. So it's possible for customers to request copy documents via the portal. The DB form formatted in the same way that your normal documentation is produced. So you've got consistency, it looks professional. And there's one setting applicable for the whole portal. So you either choose the download or the email option for the entire portal. So with emailing, the documents can be emailed to the email address of the user logged into the account, or they can opt for the account's email address. If they select accounts, it will pick up the doc email address stored against the account in Contract. If the account's email, if there's no doc email address against the account, then it will default to the general email address that we have stored. And the customer is able to choose which of these addresses they want to email the documents to. And then we have the download facility, where a maximum of 10 documents at a time can be selected for download. And then they download into a zip file onto the customer's device, onto their mobile phone, for example.
So again, this is just convenience for your customers. Means they're not having necessarily to ring up the accounts department and ask for copies of documents, and the different types of documents available in the portal. Yeah, loads, aren't there?
Yeah. So originally we could only email them, but now the ability to download is much better. I think. Yeah, it's a great next step. Now I'm going to cover off what we include in sort of trading websites. So they're individually designed Magento 2 sites designed with you. So it's not simply a template with your branding and your color scheme splashed across. We provide you with a storyboard and mock-up designs because it's more of a bespoke service that we offer. It can be for retail and or account customers, and it includes the Contract integration, which covers off the main 4 areas of product, price, order process, and stock integration. So by product and price integration, I mean that you can create or maintain products in Contract and sync them up to your website automatically. Quantity breaks and stock by length are all supported. And you can have trade pricing, so you have customer terms, and they can be displayed for account or credit customers when they log on to your website. The order integration is when the orders actually come back into Contract, so we can have them routed to one virtual branch. So all orders coming into one virtual branch on your Contract system, or alternatively, we can have the orders automatically going through to the fulfilling branches, so the branches supplying the goods. So we've got a bit of flexibility that's been built into that now. And then the stock integration is basically an extract that runs periodically throughout the day, and can give, you can use that to give a stock indication on your website. So for example, you've got high or low stock, and you can use it to determine that. Or you can actually do a live stock check at certain points throughout the process. So for example, if the customers put a load of things into their basket, we can build in a live stock check at that stage so that we have a clear indication of whether we can actually fulfill the order or not.
You may, there's probably lots of reasons why you wouldn't want to put your actual stock level on your website, but to be able to say to the website to interpret a stock level as an indication, so available, call for details, that sort of thing is benefit. It's very useful. And again, it's just the integration with Contracts, information out, Contract to your website, and then orders in.
Right, almost had a technical issue then, but it was okay. Right, I'm going to now move on to additional features. So if you feel that you have a requirement for something that has to be added to your website to handle a particular situation or trading option, we have the expertise to suggest the best extensions that would be compatible with your build and that do not compromise on your website security. Again, because we've opted to build on the Magento platform, we can take advantage of open source, meaning that we have access to a massive community of developers generating off-the-shelf enhancements and apps that make additions to your website cheaper and faster. We don't have to keep reinventing the wheel, so you have an incredible variety of extensions readily available to you. If, however, there is a requirement for something more bespoke, such as a project calculator, then we have the capabilities to work with you to fulfill your requirements and design a bespoke extension. So this is just a quick look at the current extensions that we have. It's only a handful, it's not everything, but it's just for me to give you a quick run through. So we've got the branch finder at the top, which is simply, it's synced from Contracts, pulling the data from Contract from the stock location details control file. And all you need for it is a Google account, essentially. And you can display your branches online and give an indication to your customers about where you're based. And then we have localized products, which I'll cover off in a moment on another slide. We've got request a quote, which is a great feature because it allows the customer to click request a quote at the checkout stage. And this will then pass the details on of the items in the basket for you to quote in the back end of Magento. So it basically initiates the negotiation process. So if a customer is buying in bulk and they want a better deal, they can start that conversation with you quite easily online. And then we've got the product Q&A. This tool allows you to share information easily with potential customers and between customers. So by this, I mean that they're able to ask a question and then you answer it using the extension. You can then opt to whether the Q&A exchange is actually visible to all, for example, against the product page. And if so, it can then be used to share information with other customers and allow others to comment on the same thread, encouraging sort of the sharing of information and
building
I guess
up data, isn't it?
Building up
Products,
data, yeah. A bit of interaction as
Yeah.
well. You're basically trying to reduce the number of reduced carts, abandoned carts even. So you're trying to offer all the information on that product page. And then we've got the form builder, which I'll expand on in a moment. Project calculators, as I mentioned before. So that's basically the ability to set up an option on your site so that the customer can generate a quote or an order by entering requirements against a preset list of products and parameters. So think about tiles, decking, fencing, patio, things like that. where you need the square meters or whatever.
And it just takes somebody, it's like a configurator, isn't it? It takes a customer through the process of saying, you know, I want a fence, a 10-meter fence, and it will tell them how many fence panels they need.
Yeah, and posts and whatever
concrete,
else.
etc. So it just makes it, and again, particularly for retail customers, it's really easy for them, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And then we've got the quote generator, which is basically a quote builder for account customers, and allows your account customers to generate a quote for their customers and add margins. So if they're remodeling a bathroom or whatever, they can put a load of products on there and then add their margin and send that on to their customer for that job. Okay, so I'm going to go into localized products now in a bit more detail. So localized products is a chargeable new enhancement and has been designed to give the end user a customized experience by showing them the products and services available at their selected branch. So this is why it's so important to find out which local branch is relevant so that the customer's online search can be tailored accordingly. So that's what we're trying to achieve here. So there's three main scenarios that are driving this. So if I was a trade customer, for example, and I've logged onto the website, it can either pull my home branch details from Counteract, and that will then display the products at that home branch for me, or it can pull from a previously selected branch, or it can be a completely open choice where the customer can chop and change and switch between different branches, or it can be driven by whether the customer will be collecting or getting the goods delivered. So if I wanted to purchase something and I wasn't actually able to make the minimum order value for delivery, I'd actually be interested in only seeing the branches that were local to me. So then that would be driving the decision as to which branch. So in order to tailor the search on your website, we need to know which branch is suitable. And to determine this, we need a postcode, a location, a town, or you could give the customer a list of branches to choose from. There are three prompt modes that are relevant to this. So basically, you can have a passive one whereby the user will be able to enter the information at a time of their choosing. So it's very discreet, it's not in their face. Or you can be aggressive with it, and the user will be prompted by a pop-up or a banner, and they'll be able to close the pop-up without giving the information, or it can be aggressive and required. So it's as above, but the information is required in order to close the pop-up. So it depends on what type of prompt mode you want to use on your website.
Cool. Good to see. And then I just got a question after you've.
All right, I was going to say that once the relevant branch has been selected, the customer can then move on to browse your product range, and that moves us on to the linking of branches. But if you have a question,
just a quick question about Project Calculator. So is that already developed and available, or do people need to develop their own?
I guess it depends on what it's.
Yeah, I mean, we've done a number of project calculators for a number of different customers on sites we've developed. So what we're talking about here is border developed sites in conjunction with our other group companies, Stratus 21. So project calculators are available now, and lots of different types of projects, whatever you want, really. They're all slightly different, and you all have different parameters about how you want them to work, but yeah, they very much are.
Okay, right, moving on to the linking of branches. So linking of branches determines what products are available at the customer's selected branch online. So this links to what I've just discussed. So you have the ability to link branches in Magento so that they can supply goods to other branches. So for example, here we've got Monmouth, and it has a two-way relationship with Hereford. So it shares its stock with Hereford, and Hereford shares back. And then you've got a one-way relationship with Abergavenny, whereby Monmouth is sharing its stock with Abergavenny, but Abergavenny is not sharing it back. So that's how you can. So these are the rules in the back end of the system that will determine what the customer sees. So the key on the right-hand side is just basically all the three different locations, showing that which products they physically stock. And then at the bottom, I've tried to show what products would be visible to a customer if they were sitting in the Hereford branch or Abergavenny branch in Monmouth, etc. So if I was, say I wanted product B, and I was in Abergavenny, I wanted to make sure that I could see that. You can see here that although it's being physically stocked by Monmouth, because Monmouth is sharing its stock with Abergavenny, if I was sitting in the Abergavenny branch online, I would be able to purchase that item from that branch. So I think that's.
Yeah, I think again, it's probably an area if you're interested. I mean, it's really aimed at, obviously this option is aimed more at multi-branch companies.
Mm-hmm.
And it obviously has a lot more resonance when you start doing click and collect as well.
Yeah,
as well as
definitely, yeah.
Obviously, but click and collect. Obviously, some companies have much bigger branches where they hold a lot more stock, but you might have a close satellite branch that you can get stock to very quickly if you need to. So it's really setting rules up in the background to allow you to cope with that. Yeah,
definitely, yeah. And then move on to discuss the form builder. This is a handy little extension that enables our customers to create and manage custom forms for their customers. So by custom forms, I mean things like forms for contest registration, event registration, product launch, account sign up, changing account information, and newsletter sign up. So I guess if I was doing a product launch in store and I wanted to register interest and get people in, maybe for a discount on the day, you'd be able to create a form online so that people could sign up, use it via your website. It's a method of increasing engagement and interaction, and it's an easy way to generate leads and allow prospects to give you their information and consent. So it's cheaper, it's faster, it's customer tailored, and you're able to handle the data at the back end quite easily, and it's really convenient. So this is a nice little feature that we've recently, I guess, added in the last couple of months.
Yeah, sorry, I mean, it's just making it easier for you, for customers who have got a website with us, for them to tailor it more for themselves and manage it themselves and actually put, like Tavian said, sort of set professional looking forms up easily rather than getting us to have to do it for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have to print anything out and stuff, so it's all online. It's really convenient and easy.
Yeah. So just driving people to your site, which is really a key thing, isn't it?
And it's great because you're getting their consent as well at the same time as sharing.
And that's becoming a bigger and bigger thing, isn't it?
Precisely,
consent.
So that's me done in a nutshell, I guess.
Thanks.
Any other questions?
We had a few questions, but really the main one was on the calculators. But I think we'd just say, it's developing. Web is developing all the time. The more we do, the more, like everything in development, the more enhancement requests we get. If you're interested in a web project, however big or small, just give us a chat, give us a call, or send us an email, or go on the YouTube channel and have a look at some of the webinars we've done there.